And we are off. All right. So the plan is we start with 10 minutes of warm-up. 10 minutes of warm-up. And you're looking for your happy gear. What's your happy gear? Probably the gear you're in right now. If your bike shows you how fast you're pedaling, so your RPMs or cadence, you're looking for 90 or higher. Now, if your bike doesn't show you that number, then every once in a while, pay attention to your legs and try to make them match my legs. Because for the most part, unless I'm standing or I've told all of us to slow down or speed up, I'll be pedaling approximately 90 RPMs, okay? So, for the warm-up, that's the plan here, is to get you to figure out what 90 RPMs is for you. So you're watching me, and the pedals are spinning. Sometimes that results in you choosing a different gear, so make the gear easier. So 90 RPMs isn't that hard. All right, we're on it. Now, if pedaling 90 RPMs is just way too fast and it feels crazy for you, then don't worry about it. Over time, if you keep trying, you will simply get better at it. You don't have to be more fit. You don't have to be stronger. It's just a neurological adaptation that you want to keep practicing so you develop that ability. It's really important. The reason we do that is it saves our knees. Pedaling slow hurts the knees. And by show of hands, who has perfect knees out there? Yeah, exactly, because none of you are 12 or younger. So, that's what we're doing. So this is happy gear. Wherever you are, try and pedal at 90 comfortably. That's happy gear. As I call out the workout, I'll say up 2 or 3 or 5 or 8, whatever. And then once in a while, if we're working really hard, I'll give us a rest, and it'll be happy -1 or happy -2. That just means keep pedaling, but you shouldn't be working at all. You should be totally relaxing, okay? Oh, it's gonna be fun. First spin class of 2021. One of the pieces we're gonna do today is stand up. So after the warm-up is done, we'll kind of work together to figure out what our stand-up gear is, okay? All right, so when in doubt, you're following along, but it just got too hard. Go back to happy -1 or 2, sit down, recover, watch what's going on, and jump back in when you're ready, okay? A class like this can be good for so many reasons. One of them is you end up pushing yourself harder normally than you do if you're by yourself. So if that's what you want, you came to the right place. If you just want some gentle motivation and some entertainment, came to the right place. You might just pedal your bike slowly for the whole hour and just watch what's going on. That's cool. I break the workout into different parts, and when this eventually goes to YouTube, I actually put in big purple slides to break it up, so if you want to go back and just do part 2 or part 3, you can find it pretty easily. And if you're here today for only the first part, that's cool. You warm up. Part 1 will be done before 12:30 comes. If you're going to leave before the end, give yourself at least 5 minutes of pedaling easy before you get off the bike. That's really important. There's exactly 9,500 reasons why that's important. Cool down is very important. All right. We're still warming up. If you now feel like this kind of feels like part of the workout already, your happy gear might be a little high. That being said, it takes most of us at least 5 to 10 minutes to get our aerobic metabolism engaged. So you might be huffing and puffing now, but in 3 minutes, your breathing actually calms down. If you notice that, that's normal. It means you're human and you have some capacity. All right. So this morning's class got my words of wisdom. In case any of you are still here, I'm just going to repeat it. So I had a client years ago that did ultra stupid endurance events, like 10 Ironman triathlons in a row. And his words of advice for accomplishing something like that were 2 things. 1, never ask how much further. And 2, never ask why. And I think those 2 points are valid right now. We don't know how much longer we're going to be doing what we're doing. It's not going to be forever. But asking how much longer, what's the answer, right? Why? Why did this happen? Why are we where we are? I mean, you might have your theories, right? Based on 5% of the information, but we're just in it, and we're doing it. And if you're in this spin class, you started something new, or just continued something, maybe establish it as a greater part of your routine, your habit. There's one thing that's for sure. You're going to come out of this sequestered pandemic situation better than you entered it. So get ready for that. Okay, warm-up ends in about 1.5 minutes, but we're going to start with something gentle, and that's figuring out what our standing comfortable gear is. So this is happy gear, and standing comfortable gear on a spin bike is about usually 7 or 8 gears up from happy. Our cadence slows down. It doesn't matter what the cadence is, but it's probably between 60 and 70. It's whatever feels right for you. If you're on a real bike, you're probably in the small chain ring right now. So you're going to go to the big chain ring and then up 2 or 3 gears. Alright? And then we're just going to play around. It's going to feel like we're working out, but we're actually just investigating to see when we stand up, what's our best gear for that? And by best, I mean, how do we do it and make it the easiest? Okay? Are you ready? Okay, so we're going to go into a standing position here. So, up 7 or 8 on a real bike, go to big chain ring, up a couple gears, And then we're going to stand. Okay? There should be weight on your hands, but not very much. Most of the weight's on your legs. Stand up can feel really good for the first 5 seconds. And then it feels bad. All right, take note. How do you feel right now? 3, 2, 1. We're going to sit back down, back to happy gear. Okay, we're going to try that again. And this time when we're up there, I'm going to get you to play around with your gears a bit. Don't be afraid to make them harder, because a harder gear sometimes makes the active stand-up easier. Okay? I know that sounds weird. You want enough force or resistance to bear your weight. Okay? If you're really light, you don't need much extra. If you're heavier, you need a lot extra. So the difference between me seated and standing, there's a big difference. Okay, let's try it again. Let's gear up, stand, and then try a little bigger gear than you thought you should. How does that feel? Very quickly you'll figure out if you add too many, it's bad, and you come back down. Kind of like the porridge story, right? One's not quite right, the other's not quite right, and that one in the middle is just right. And as soon as you find it, your legs have decided, I don't like any of this. Let's sit back down. Happy gear. All right. Happy gear. We'll call this recovery from that standing stuff. Okay. All right. We might still be exploring how this is working out for you. And now we're going to do some stand-up drills. So this is for me when I watch the video. Part 1, stand-up. All right. So what I'm going to suggest is we get into our stand-up gear, our happy stand-up gear, and we're going to hold that for a while. First one won't be that long. Then we'll come out, we'll recover. We'll do a bit of a pyramid. So it'll be short, then longer, longer, longer. Shorter, shorter, shortest. Rest. If you want to sit and go back to happy before I say so, that's completely fine. If we were in a class face-to-face, it would not be fine because I would see you. Just kidding. You can always do exactly what you want. Are you ready? All right. What time is it? Oh. Can't see my timer there. Going in 20 seconds. If at some point you decide to change your happy gear and make it a little easier because it's not giving you the recovery that I'm suggesting it should, then just change it. Make it 1 or 2 easier. Okay, 3, 2, 1, stand. All right. Now this is that easiest stand-up gear you found, right? It's only for 20 seconds. Oh, and it's so much fun. 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Have a seat. Back to happy gear. Yeah, see? Just like that. We're going to take a 40-second rest here. So if you're new to my spin classes, one of my objective goals is to spend more time resting than working. Okay, we're going to stand in 3, 2, 1, stand. this time it's going to be 30 seconds. So since I can't hear any of you, we don't have to have a debate on whether or not I let you rest more during the workout than actually work. 3, 2, 1, have a seat. Happy here. Because I know sometimes there's a debate about that. Being alone in the garage and being right all the time, it is the best. All right. It was 30 last time. I think this time it's going to be 40. In 3, 2, 1, here we go. Stand up. Oh yeah. So at this point you're trying to figure out a way to make this feel better, possibly. Try to resist putting more weight in the hands. This is not a hand workout, it's a leg, butt, core workout. 3, 2, 1, have a seat, happy here. Nice work. We're going to go up one more tier. The next one's going to be 50 seconds. If you're thinking right now that that's unreasonable, it might be for some, but I know there's some real hammerheads zooming in here today, and they like to go all out. 3, 2, 1, up. Yeah. All right. $50 seconds. If you just deny being one of those hammerheads, you might be one of those hammerheads. Definition of a hammerhead: kind of enjoys working hard. May not admit it, but does enjoy it. 10 more seconds. And 3, 2, 1, have a seat. Nice. Okay, we're in happy gear now. 40-second rest. We have to come back down the other side of the pyramid. So that means the next interval is 40 seconds long. Here's a good tip to survive a workout piece like this if it feels too hard, is just skip one interval set and rest all the way to the next. Ready, set, stand. So you just skip one, get your breath, recover, and then jump in later. We're halfway. Keep it going. 10 seconds. Nice work. 3, 2, 1. Have a seat. Happy gear. Oh, nice. The next one's going to be 30 seconds, and then 20, and then we're done. Part 1. If you're still with me, you're still crushing it, Fantastic. You'll make it to the end for sure. Get ready in 10. 3, 2, 1. Up we go. It's only 30 seconds. I might have lost track of the timer now. Shoot. Oh, taking it too many things. 3, 2, 1. Have a seat. No, that was right. I did it right. Yeah, I'm good. Okay, going on 30. The last one's 20 seconds. Last one coming up. Enjoy the rest. Okay, get ready in 3, 2, 1. Hop up. Standing. It's only 20 seconds. Halfway done already. 3, 2, 1. Have a seat. I'm going to suggest happy -1. We want a full recovery here, okay? So right now, there should be 0 intensity, okay? All right, so let me tell you, the worst thing you can do in a class like this, the worst thing you can do to sabotage all the benefits that you might get is you work a little too hard during the rest. Sometimes people think it's like bonus. If I just go happy +1 during the recovery, I'll get more fit or I'll burn more calories. And that's just completely 100% wrong. No upside to doing it, lots of downsides. It's kind of like, I don't know, you're painting a picture, several colors, right? Start with one color, and then before it's dry, you start with the next color. That's not going to work at all. Unless you're 3 and you're using your fingers and it doesn't matter. So, just thought of that analogy right now. I've never used that before. Nice. Okay, so this has to be full on rest. Full on rest. So part 1 is done. If you're off to your afternoon, thanks for showing up. I appreciate it. Hope you had fun. And the rest of us are going to start part 2 pretty soon. Nice. Just getting a little more recovery in, right? Whew. You want to find a way to keep drinking during a workout like this, especially if you're doing a full hour. And I always point out that I leave kind of between 6 and 8 minutes at the end for a cool down pedal, and then 5 minutes more at the end for some stretching. So by like 12:46, 12:47, we're done working, okay? And we're cooling down, and then we're stretching, okay? In case you're pacing yourself and trying to figure out, this is your first class maybe, you've already seen stars twice, you dialed 911 but didn't press hello, so for We're not going to go right for one with the hard work, okay? Nice. Okay, let's go back to happy gear. Back to happy. And now we're going to do just some nice straight out intervals for cardiovascular benefit, okay? Kind of mid-range intensity, mid-range length. So a short one would be 10 seconds, a long one would be 50. You know, 25, 30, that's kind of in that middle zone, okay? That's where we're going to be for the next piece. We're going to go in just over a minute. So the gearing we're going to use is happy gear +4, okay? On a spin bike, we'll try +4. On a regular bike, I go from my small chain ring to big chain ring, and then add a gear at the back. Roughly, that's what I'm going to try, see what happens. I want the interval to feel like I'm doing something. I want to get to the end of it, 30 seconds. I don't want to die. I also don't want to feel like I'm not doing anything. That's our goal. That's what we want to feel like. So roughly happy +4. And then you can adjust that accordingly. We're going to do 5 of these. Okay, get ready in 3, 2, 1. Gear up about happy +4. And then 90 RPMs for 30 seconds. Three, 2, 1. Come on out of that. Okay, 30-second rest. All right, so I blew that one myself personally. I picked a gear that was way too hard. Because I can't do 5 of those. So I'm just going to go from small chain ring to big chain ring. And that's going to be enough of a change. Okay, get ready in 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Twenty seconds to go. Three, 2, 1. Back to happy. Happy -1 is also a reasonable setting for recovery here. This is meant to get you to ask the question, why am I doing this? Or remember, we don't ask that. 3, 2, 1. Here we go. Up those gears and head up. Eight seconds to go. 3, 2, 1. Come on out. All right. We have fewer to do than what we've done. We have 2 to go. If you're not breathing hard now, you either decided to take it easy or you just didn't pick a big enough gear. 3, 2, 1. Get her up there. And go. Twenty seconds to go. Now it's 10. 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Oh, 1 to go. Okay, this last one is the one that counts. So hit it from the beginning and take it all the way to the end. In 3, 2, 1. Get those RPMs up and go. That's it. Nice. If the RPMs go above 90 here, that's cool too. Over halfway. Three, 2, 1. Happy -1. And keep the pedals going and recover. If the pedals really slow down for a bit, just because they have to, that's okay. But speed them back up when you're ready. Or actually, kind of a little before you think you're ready. Because that 90 RPM pedaling will help you recover faster. Lots of breathing. Again, if this faster pedaling is brand new to you and feels horrendously uncomfortable, be patient, keep working at it. You will adapt faster than you can imagine, and it's just really good for you, okay? Lots of breathing. Looks like this, that they ask a little bit of us, following instructions and then applying some intensity and maybe gathering information so you can start to, I guess, trust or believe more why someone like me says work hard. You go through some of those steps. And like I said, don't ask why you're doing the workout. The answer to that, honestly, is more of a hindsight thing. You know, when you were young, you might have asked your parents questions, and then 30 years later, the answer came to you. Kind of how this works. Except it doesn't take 30 years. It takes maybe 6 months, 12 months, or up to 30 years. 30 years from now, you go, oh, I'm rather glad I started that class, because look what I'm doing now. Now it makes sense. Like in the future, not now. Yeah. We're full recovery, still happy -1. Just trying to get the legs back. It looks like we only have about 10 minutes, or 11 minutes, or 12 minutes of work to go. Okay, back to that stand-up thing. The stand-up technique is useful, let's say at this point during recovery, because your butt is killing you, right? So if you want, you can stand up and just take the pressure off a little bit. You don't have to, but getting good at stand-up riding gives you the option to stand up, rest your butt, and then obviously when the leg pain outweighs the butt pain, that's when you sit back down. And let's go back to happy gear. Happy gear. Nice work. All right, so this part three, I call it say goodbye to happy. Okay, so normal intervals, you go happy plus 3 and then back to happy or whatever, right? When I say go, and we start going up, we're not going to see happy again till the end. Okay? So, say goodbye to happy in 3, 2, 1. So happy plus 1. Add 1 gear to it. Okay? It's a little bit harder. Alright. So the only time you get to go against my instructions is A, if you want to, and B, if your RPMs start to slow down, then go into a smaller gear. You want to keep 90 RPMs or thereabouts, okay? Let's go up 1 more gear, up 1 more. There you go. Because of all the work we've done, this may be tingling already, right? Okay, get ready. Down 1. Yeah. Get ready for a change. Up 2. Up 2. Remember those RPMs. Get ready. Down 2. Oh. If you're still with me, you're at happy plus 1 right now. Let's go plus 1 more. We have 2 minutes of this to go. 2 minutes. Let's go minus 1. Nice work. Get ready. Plus 2. Plus 2. Get ready. Minus 2. Holy crow. Just over a minute to go. Get ready for this one. Plus 3. It can't be very long though, right? Minus 3. 40 seconds to go. Plus 1. Hold it. Hold it. Minus 1. 20 seconds to go. No more gear changes. Take this right to the end. Ten seconds to go. Yeah, 3, 2, 1. Happy minus 1. Full recovery. pedals might slow, when you can speed it back up again, do it. Nice work. Just to keep your head in the game, we've got a really small part 4 coming up. Even though the mics are muted, I can almost hear the groans come right through. Like even Zoom can't hold it back. All right, so part 4. Now that I can breathe again, I'll tell you about it. Part 4, we're going to go stand. We're going to get into our stand up gear, and then we're going to leave it in that gear and sit. Accelerate to 90 seconds for roughly as long as possible, which is usually between 5 and 10 seconds, and then we come up. All right? It's super fun. Everyone really loves this part. They always say, hey, can we end the workout with that stand up to sit routine? They love it. Okay. This is so much fun. Here we go. Let's get standing. So get into your stand up gear. And what that was? Same one you used in the beginning. So hopefully right now we're doing okay. Because when I say sit, stuff hits the fan. Because we got to accelerate to 90 RPMs. 3, 2, 1, sit, and accelerate. Try to get it to that normal cadence. Oh my goodness. 3, 2, 1. Come out of that. Woo. Happy gear. Back to your happy gear. See? That's why everybody loves that one. Wow. We're going to do that one more time for sure. Maybe 2 more times. But no one really knows. Okay, let's pretend that we know for sure we're only doing it once. One more time. So we're going to put everything into it. Ready? Here we go. Stand up in your stand-up gear. And then we're going to sit and accelerate. Ready? Set, sit, and accelerate. Oh, come on, here we go. Push it up. 3, 2, 1. Come on out. Happy -1 or happy -2 or whatever you need to let your legs keep moving. Happy New Year. That was the last one. We're not doing any more. All right. So if you really did that in the way that it's intended, your legs are tired now. Pedaling fast is very difficult. So make the gear just so easy. If it's too easy, you might find that it feels uncomfortable, like there's no resistance in your feet to spin. So pick whatever feels the best. And then pay attention to your ability to get your cadence back to 90 or 90-ish, okay? So, again, you can use my legs as a reference. So I'm back to 90. As soon as that heaviness, and I'll call it pain, leaves, I try to get back to 90 because my heart pumps my blood to my legs, but my legs pump the blood back to my heart. So the more they're doing, the better it is for me. Still low intensity. And you're breathing. Nice job. Whew. All right, so again, if you missed this at the beginning, if anybody has any questions about anything regarding the spin class, how to set your bike up, maybe how to fit it for yourself. I mean, that's a kind of a complicated technical thing that, you know, someone like Freddie from Dutch will take you on your bike and do a really good job of it. But through Zoom, I can do a little bit to help you out. Or maybe we just have a discussion about your bike, your spin bike, how the resistance works, how you can make the most out of a class like this, stuff like that. So wellness@taskpolytech.ca, or if you know me, just email me directly. So I still have the opportunity to work with some athletes who are potentially Olympic bound in the next decade. So they're good athletes. They know what's going on. And what I'm trying to get across to them right now is with COVID and the change of things, there's going to be a divergence. Some of the people that we would have seen at the Olympics in the next 10 years, we won't. And then other people that we normally never would have seen will rise and get there. And we'll never really know who's who, but for them, the idea of the opportunity, I think, is really important. And I bet for everybody here today, I bet you've already grasped that, right? Sitting there, clicking on this and that, and you got to an information article you never would have read before, or heck, you've enrolled in classes you wouldn't have before. You really want to, I guess, focus on all the things that you've done and where that's gotten you right now. All things to add up while you're wondering if your butt is going to be okay. You know, like, is this okay? Can a butt do this? I don't think this is right. My butt is telling me things that, yes, it's okay. If you're going to regularly do a class like this for up to an hour, I'd recommend getting some bike shorts. That can be a chat we have. What are good bike shorts? Nice thing about the virtual class is no one's going to see you in those bike shorts. We all know how embarrassing it is to be on a screen in bike shorts. I shopped at Safeway in bike shorts. I know that was wrong, but I didn't know that at the time. So, if you're still in your happy gear, I'm going to suggest you go to happy -1, -1. So to the point where the resistance is like almost 0. And now you might find your stride is choppy. The nice circles you were making, not going to feel herky-jerky. All right. So all you're going to do now is simply try to smooth it out. You do that by picturing the circle that your foot is traveling in, because your foot's been doing a circle for the last 45 minutes. So that pattern is built in. Now see it, feel it, picture it. Maybe it's only on one foot. Maybe you can do both feet at once. You can picture like a little culvert that goes through your bike, and your feet are traveling the circumference of that culvert. So by making those circles, it takes the jerkiness out. The reason we do that is in spring when we all join the road biking club and we get to a sprint finish like in the Tour de France, we'll all be way better than we were before. And it's also good for you. If your circles are really smooth, your body doesn't bounce on the seat. And if your body doesn't bounce, your butt will thank you. One more minute of gentle recovery. So through that entire recovery, I didn't call it out, but those are good times to take small stand-up breaks. We're going to start letting the pedals slow down here, okay? The pedals are slowly decelerating. Nice work, everybody. We're getting off the bike pretty soon. Those pedals are just going to gently come to a halt. And let's hop off the bike and I'll show you a couple stretches that are really good for us, okay? So cycling just hits the glutes so hard. I mean, that's one of the reasons we do it, right? So first stretch, I'm going to get you to lean on something so you're comfortable. And we're just going to take the left ankle, put it across the right knee. And from this position, I'm keeping my trunk straight. I'm trying to hinge from the hips, reaching the bum backwards. And I'm picturing my belly sitting in this little triangle hole here, okay? So I try to sit and breathe. Really important with that top foot, keep the toes engaged.
lifting the toes towards the knee. It's just good to stabilize the knee in this position. And relax. 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out of that. And let's do the other side. Right ankle across left knee. Engage those toes. And then sit back and relax. You might notice your breathing is still elevated, so let the breaths be big and deep as they slow down. 3, 2, 1. Let's come on out of that. Same stretch, first leg. When you do a stretch for the second time around, see if you can notice if it's better, if it's different. Can you go a little deeper? Can you feel something that's was connected and all of a sudden it kind of lets go for you? Okay, sometimes that happens. Sometimes it doesn't. 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out. Repeat on the second leg. I like to really be patient as I go into a stretch. As I go in and then my body stops me, I just follow it. I stop, and then if it wants to let go a little bit more, I follow it there. 3, 2, 1, and slowly come out. All right, hamstrings. With this stretch, we're going to kick a heel out. The knees stay side by side, and this is for the hamstring of the straight leg. Now again, I hinge from the hip, my bum reaches backwards, my throat reaches forwards, I'm lifting my toes again, and I'm feeling the stretch. So in this case, lifting the toes isn't necessary to save the knee, but rather it just adds a little spice to it, okay? 3, 2, 1, and come on out, and switch sides. Same thing, kick the heel out, knees are side by side, bum reaches backwards, throat reaches forwards. And the one drawback to this stretch is that one leg is still supporting you, it's working, and we just kind of torched it on the bike, so maybe it's complaining right now, but that's okay. 3, 2, 1, come on out of that. Same thing, first leg. Heel out, knees are side by side, bum reaches backwards, throat reaches forwards. So a lot of our body is quite active right now, but the back of this leg being stretched, we want to relax that. And that's where the art of stretching comes in, is knowing how to stabilize some parts of our body while other parts we're trying to let go. 3, 2, 1, and come on out of that. Same thing on leg 2. And breathe. And 3, 2, 1, come on out. All right, last stretch, third stretch, quad stretch. All right, here we go. I'm going to put my left ankle into my hand. And then there's a few points to this. I want to squeeze my knees, and then I want to tuck my pelvis in. My stomach is tight, pubic bone comes up, and then I stand nice and tall, and I use my arm to shrug if there's any more range of motion to get. Okay? So squeezing the knees, tucking the bum, and then hold. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Other side, same idea. Squeeze the knees, tuck the bum, and hold. 3, 2, 1, and let that go. First side, same thing. Knee squeeze, bum tucks, and I hold. 3, 2, 1, and let that go. Last stretch, last leg. Three, 2, 1, and that is the end of the spin. Thanks for coming. I appreciate your presence. I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you again. Take care.